Hello, this is Olekius, and welcome back to another episode of Shadow Empire as Phoenixstate. Made a little bit of a bypass road through here, and spent some time off screen really tweaking a lot of the traffic rules to streamline everything. There's a lot more roadblocks, reconfigured a few, just to get things a little bit more smoother and more efficiently allocated until we have more population. Although even that is starting to look quite a bit better. Poland not doing well anymore. Don't know if they'll even bother attacking. Looks like a lot fewer steps per turn now as well. Rare metal deposits. 2 turns until it comes into full effect. Heavy Storm Grenadiers. Commemorative plaque. Sure, it can be fancy. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. National budget. Not really worried about adjusting that. Balkan Knights want their candidate. City Saxon to be conquered. No. No. Then we have infantry. Mechanized Storm Grenadiers. Just got Heavy Storm Grenadiers. I don't think we're going to be able to have the mechanized available. Mechanized Armored Grenadier Army. That sounds fantastic.
Understood.
All right. It's hard to recognize the map anymore. I do need garrisons. I won't free up this HQ. As expected, making the demetallization 3, the demetallization 2 is not quite enough, so we don't have quite enough metal. How much is the demetallization 2 getting us? That went up to 4 times higher than it was. And that's still not enough. Alright, let's try to move forward. I'm going to be grabbing all of those. It could be one higher, but it doesn't really matter that much. Excellent. We can finish off that little bit of golden. Bring the... oh, no. We just captured that, so we can't bring the road in yet. Meanwhile, in the pocket, we bring the tank destroyers down. Cancel. We're going to move you up here. And definitely move them up. Can we do it with... Yes.
Yes, sir. We're going in.
Hopefully that's an accurate odds calculation. They are out of supply, which I imagine counts for a lot. Yeah, big readiness modifiers. That means we can bring these guys up here. Bit rough.
Yes, sir. We're going in.
I'll risk it to close this pocket though, and they did retreat early. It worked out, no losses. So then we squeeze this one.
Enemy. Mission successful.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to be able to completely cut them off. So we will do this with single front.
Mission accomplished.
I just don't have enough readiness. I forgot these are very underpowered engines. Supposed to be just enough to push them around. We'll go ahead and grab these guys, these guys, these guys, and these guys. Nope, not those ones. Those the siege? Colors are too similar.
Going in. Mission accomplished.
Trying to inflict maximum damage. Did get some siege infantry in there, so that worked out. Then we can get the motorbikes in there. Bring the tank destroyers all the way down. Spread out the rest of the infantry. Get these motorbikes down on the other side. They can move in. There's a lot of firepower despite the malices they are facing. Good, we can get the tanks in there as well. But let's bring elements of those units into Colding. Bring an extra tank destroyer down there. We'll just have them stick around. Out is Colding. A lot of people fading into the wilderness. We'll get them back eventually. That leaves Colding down to probably being destroyed in a turn or two. the condition of supplies, we have to come in. But we can push out this way. What is this? Wolfsborn Imperium. Oh! Those are my other allies. We have 6,000. We can probably afford this. Get it just a wee bit further. And continue pushing these guys. 1,600 again. Grief. We have the spare industrial power though, so why not? That brings us back to checking assets and cities. So, happiness. A little bit of a decrease in Kana C due to corruption. That'll go away in time. We're not going to be able to get the investigation done. We're also getting pretty old. Old Eric Neon song. We take a look at capability, seniority, war charisma, intelligence. I'm looking not just for the best, but the best that has good charisma as well. That also is part of a party that is favorable. Humanist school is all heart. We could theoretically replace Connaughey's governor with Duke Gretafield. What else do we have? Light drop here due to low quality of life, but quality of life is improving. Oh yeah, that looks quite possible. This is a regular zone now, excellent. Unincorporated for good reason. Or Pacifica and Naxburg and Colden. Colden's still dropping, of course. Due to the unrest, danger, and fear all in one. So they're probably going to downgrade at some point. Right, they just built a dome farm. Fine, I'm not against that. We do have a decrease. Yes, let's go ahead and relieve Eric Neon Song.
Roger that.
Not gonna give you a job.
Roger that.
You're old. Go retire. We're gonna look at strats. Not worried about spies at the moment. Oh, these are so cheap. We should get at least a few into all the border.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's 4. That'd be 6. Do a team. Yeah, that's easy. Ah. Didn't quite get the critical.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what we're looking for. So 6, 6, 6, 3,
Yes, sir.
now 6. I was looking for a minimum of 5 in each of these.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That one now has 9, which that's fine. Fine. Get a spy team up here.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Now, what is the status of our relations? 53. Let's buy some more time. We'll send the civil delegation. We're losing ground. We're not going to succeed with that. Same for the call to rebellion. Can definitely do the support faction if we want to. Efficiency drive, not really necessary at the moment. Leader day, all for front, tariffs, HQs, zones I'm not really worried about. Although we could definitely throw in more features if we wanted to. Also do the ecological station or the scientific outpost. I'll resist for now. Retirement wise, not too worried. Let's see about that scientific outpost. I thought we already had one in... Only in Detmold, not in Albion? Okay then.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
There we go. Scientific outpost. Throw in a Mission Impossible. Still got one. 8 point, which we can use for an ecological. Which again, Detmold has one, Albion does not.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Meanwhile, let's check. We need a bit more workers. We're gonna get that naturally, so we're not gonna worry about that. Oh, for the first time, Conasea is gaining all on their own. Detmold has all they need. Beat Dig is gaining. Arcshans is stable. Pacifica is losing a few, so we'll send 400 to make up for that. Only 500 at Maxburg. 4,600 in Golden. Means we could send the rest of them here. Get Conasea back up where she needs to be. Now we have 300 metal. If we look at our assets, Albion, preview, expand, we're going to gain about 300 a turn. That's with construction at 97%. So this will end up taking 9 turns altogether. Get plenty of IP, plenty of energy. Do need to get the ammunition pumped up. Just pondering how much metal we can spend. But we're at least have a marginal increase now.
Yes, sir.
We can afford to spend a little bit. Doesn't look like anybody needs metal, so we can actually spend it all. Let's do that. We got 5,000 soldiers. We can bump them up. Oh, actually, before I do that, let's get those garrisons running. Can we raise them directly? Independent Infantry Battalion. 100%. We can do it. We can use SHQ. I'm fine with low. We can use those soldiers 5. Raise that formation for free. Now that there's enough logistics going that way. Do the same thing here. Do I want to redraw the borders of Colding at all? Right now that's a no. I'm going to leave Colding's borders alone. I will change them eventually, but I'll do that off screen. It's nothing I have to really fiddle with immediately. And it's not a bad draw of the border. You want Coldings to be larger. We want that for Naxburg as well. Granted, these ones are not big cities. Oop, that's already a regiment. They're already stacked up. So is Albion. Annecy, Beatig, Demo. Okay, that's about what I expected. That's all set. Go back to management. I'll be looking. Hide the obsolete. We can honestly obsolete the. There's 100. That's nothing. Independence. We want tolerated. Tolerated. There we go, like that. Artillery, we have 10 out in the field, we'll leave them. Not worried about armor. RPGs, fine. Motorcycles, armored. Machine guns. We don't even have any of the new ones. The tank destroyers need some upgrades as well. Okay, I think we're in good shape. We can go ahead and get those upgrades done. Soldiers alone will spend most of the metal. I do want to keep some metal in reserve. So let's do something like that. We'll have at least 50 metal.
Yes, sir.
And those will be our upgrades for the turn. Not a ton, but it's something. With that, we'll move forward. Cleaning up very nicely from Colding. Looks like Belelier will end up with about 60% of the landmass. I believe they still have a surpassing majority of the population. Okay, that was a fruitless attack. They're gonna do it occasionally though. One more turn, and then things will start declining for corruption. All looks good. No, I don't want your candidate. Enforcement, we do want. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do to raise that. Secret Service, no changes. Roaming Thieves, no reason not to give support. Critical success. Do not see the leader I want. Duke Credifield. Duke Credifield. Well, let's get the people. Start going through by getting rid of the people who are happiest with us. Counterintuitive, but they can take a bruised ego and not revolt. Duke Credifield, there we go.
Aye, aye, sir.
That takes care of that. Head down here, we can now send to their HQ. Right, those are our allies. We're going to bring the road downwards because we're going to have to go around their border. Meanwhile, here we can moving them out. Not too worried about it though. Let's take care of this if we can at first. Jeez. Probably gonna be overkill. At least I hope so.
Mission completed.
Absolutely devastating. We gained solar panels. We'll leave those intact. And then we can spend the rest. Send all the armored units. We'll send the probable siege units. Get them involved, that'll widen the front. Can't send either of them, that's fine. The widened front though. And squeeze in a few more troops. We'll even send the motorcycles. That should be devastatingly overwhelming. Yeah, 4 turns total, 3 turns to completely rout their army. That takes care of the Heart of Colding. We'll sort out all of these units when they're all capable of moving, and we're going to start allocating them to a front with Belelier. If we do so decide to force an issue with Belelier. Meanwhile down here, go all the way to the edge there. Bring the road in, although the road is rapidly running out of supplies. Yeah. Continue to close this up some. No real areas for them to sneak into. Bring the tanks. Check on the cities they're losing due to quality of life. Gaining, of course, because very high quality of life. How much are you guys being paid? 12? 12? Everybody's getting paid 12. Looking good overall. Population loyalty is high. Worker loyalty could be a little bit better. Confirm that our demetallization plant, 6 turns left. Okay, we might not have been slowed down, or it is so fractional that we cannot detect it. And they'll get rounded up closer to the end. We're using a lot of water now, and food. We have plenty of oil. And that means biofuel. We'll cut. Actually, we'll just mothball that. Water, though, that's something else. Could start doing the hydroponic food factories. Take up most of the metal that we were looking to upgrade with, but also take care of issues with food in the most manpower efficient way possible. So yeah, I'm gonna start that. With that upgrade commenced, now look at spies. Doesn't look like we lost any. No need for the efficiency drive yet. Do we want to relieve anybody? Let's take a look at those with low capability first. We have the secretary. We have a few commanders, which I'm fine with. They've been there for a long time. I don't need to kick them out yet, although some of them are old. Oh yes, there was a question about relieving the secretary, since she's been there since the beginning and really old and losing stats rapidly. As we can see, losing stats every few turns. Part of that is it costs 24 to 38? 32 points to relieve her, but she didn't do anything. Not anymore. If we were to relieve one of our cabinet members, then it would have an impact, because she would fill in during that, but she would get these 2 rolls, basically. But since she's not really rolling for anything, she's just kind of there, I honestly don't care that she's capability 1, or old, just is. Although that does bring a key point, which is these people have been around for a really long time. Some of them are very old, and they need relieving. such as our Interior Council. He's not bad yet. Well, let's go back to ones. Piotr. Do we want to get rid of twos? We do have a lot of leaders. Plenty of them are capability threes. Piotr. He has an intelligence of 32. We don't have a high demand for people with high levels of intelligence, but could be a governor in a pinch. We'll keep him. Nick Oxywaste. Less charisma, not enough war. We can ditch Nick, or we can just wait for him to leave. He's 81 now. And it's going to take a lot to retire him. Probably the same with Eric Neon Song. Although he could... Oh yeah, we just relieved him. Losing stats quickly, but he could easily be a pinch governor. Yeah, a lot of these people, they're just not old enough. Or they're too old. Not young enough to really be worth it to retire. It's not like anybody... Well, some people are super upset, but that's fine. Seniority 55, Aaron Whitehill. Could get rid of him. Golden retirement is expensive. We'll try a silver. It's less than 50-50 chance, I'd say. Failed twice in a row. Succeeded on the third try. There, we got rid of one person. Mission Impossible is now impossible. We could try to do another set, but I'm not worried about it. We'll get it later. We do need the metal now. Yeah. We don't have much to spare. So I will produce a little bit of ammunition. And call that turn there. Oh, not quite. They could use 100 population. From there, we'll go backwards. Holding could use 300. Maxburg doesn't need any. Pacifica needs another 400. Where are these 400 going? Oh, they just went elsewhere. Okay. Enough up there. Beat Dig is climbing on its own. Det Mold is stable. Conasy remains the one furthest behind. Let's dump some of these recruits back into Albion. We do have too many. Let's do 12,400. I'll bring us back down to 20,000. That should help alleviate some of the food problem, I hope. That actually brings us... I'm going to say this is the end of the episode. Just a tad early. But I appreciate you staying to the end. Hope you enjoyed. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And I will see you all next time. Take care, everyone.